Okay, so we got a problem here in the Subaru, and I'm thinking it's the fuel pump, so it won't start. First of all, I'll show you what it sounds like. So just like that, and then, so you can hear it back here with the fuel pump.
Yeah, still making that sound, huh?
Yep. And this is disconnected right here, so I'll show you. I'll reconnect this here, and the fuel pump will squeal. See?
Yeah.
That ain't good. So we got these replacement parts here. These are the two you need here, and we're about to change it out. So next thing you want to do is depressurize the fuel system. So I took my glove box out over here they're just 4 screws, Phillips head, and you have to open the glove box to see, but they're just up here on the sides. Actually, there's more than 4, but just look inside, unscrew that, and then you take the glove box out. There's 2 tabs over here and nothing over here, so you just pull it out this way and that's good. And so make sure you open the gas tank, so depressurize the fuel tank, and you'll start smelling gas. But then next you want to take out this fuel pump relay right here. This is not it. You gotta actually look on the passenger side under the dash here. You might as well check your cabin air filter while you're at it, see if it's dirty. I already cleaned mine out. But you go back here, it's actually under this panel, so I had to take this screw out right here. You just turn it to the left like you would a normal, and use a little flathead screwdriver on that. But you peel this back, it's behind all this, and this is actually the starter relay, this brown one, and then behind that, let's see if I can get it, is this white one right here. It's actually right behind it, right there. That's the fuel pump relay. And I know that it works because I already took it out. So just take that out, that's the next step. So here it is again, and the technique is just to push this little tab out with your thumb. And then there's only one clip. And you have to get this connector behind these wires, and just get this with a screwdriver with your other hand, and then apply this out with your thumb right there. So then, as you can see, I have the keys in the on position, and there's no squeal. There's no squeal coming from back there, so we're good. So, how you get this out in the 2006 is you want to take all these panels off in the trunk, and don't be afraid to snap a few pins, because this one snapped the styrofoam right here, so you just gotta pull it out. All the styrofoam pieces should come out because I have them out. So you have 2 fuel tank openings. I opened both of them. This is the one you want to open with the fuel pump. It's on the passenger side, as you can tell. And just take this cover off with 4 Phillips head screwdrivers. I put the cover away. And make sure you don't get any dirt in the gas tank. So you just want to pull this clip out with your thumb. And this part is connected to this, and this is solid. So don't try to pull this piece out because this is connected to this. So just pull this out, and then now that your fuel system is depressurized, you can use some pliers and grab these little clips and just put them off to the side like that. Make sure you have some plastic bags ready to put over if any fuel spills, and then you want to be wearing gloves for sure while you're doing this. So I'm about to take these out, and these bolts next. So on these 2 clips here, you're supposed to have some special fuel line tool, but I just might be good because I just take them off like this with my fingers. And then this one you can just do the same, just push it out. Make sure you pinch this orange piece in. And then this, you can just use some pliers to get out. Just push them all the way like that. And there you see, that's the fuel line right there, nothing spilling out. That's a good sign. And on a side note, if you are diagnosing a fuel pump, another thing that might be wrong is the motion switch. It senses if your car gets a shock, like in a wreck. So I don't know where that is on here, but on a lot of cars like a Mustang, it'll be back there. Go watch Chris Fix's video on that. But it basically turns off your fuel pump if you get in a wreck, so it doesn't cause an explosion. So make sure that is turned on, so you know it's not it might be that instead of a bad fuel pump, so you have to make the correct decision on the diagnosis. So after that, just get an 8mm with an extension on all these bolts and just loosen them. Make sure you don't get any dirt in the gas tank. Okay, so we're gonna get this big kahuna out of here. And so first thing you want to do is to move this plate out, I figured, and you want all your wires just kind of out of the way here. So I tucked this one in. I'm going to tuck this one in now. I tucked the other one out of the way. This one's out of the way. I removed all the dirt off. That is important, because especially on the outside, you know, I left this bit in here. But okay, so this is the tricky part here. You can hear, it's so weird, you can hear the echoes in the tank. It's crazy. But you don't want to damage the float, so you kind of got to wiggle it. This is hard. What's the deal? What's the deal? Okay, it's getting closer. Nope, don't do that. Also, it helps to have less of a fuel tank, which I don't. Okay, so you want to tilt it towards the front of the car because it's very small clearance. I can see down here between these two things. And then after this, oh, it's on the side of the fuel filter. I can see it's stuck on the gasket a little bit here. So if you can pry the gasket off. There we go. Nice. So you want to tilt it towards you, and then once it gets stuck on here, come over here. Once it gets stuck right here on the fuel filter, there's this little lip that you want to tilt it back to the back of the car. And then that's how you get it off. And then you pull up, be very careful sideways here. Turn it sideways for the float to come out. And you can see the wire right here of the float. Zoom in a little, here, come over here. You can see the wire of the float, so you want to angle basically where that's heading. Slowly and steadily. And that's how you do it. Okay, so just a quick recap of putting this new fuel pump in. And I cleaned out the fuel filter, so it should be pretty simple. I feel like if you got it out, you know how to assemble it. But you take the strainer first and put it on the pump. I don't know if you should reuse the old one or not. Mine might have had holes in it, so I just used the new one. They don't come with the new one, you have to buy it. But put that on here. There's a retaining clip on the back. You can't see because there's rubber right here, but there's a little piece you have to, a metal piece you have to put the fuel strainer onto the pump with. And then you put this rubber on, And then you connect this you should get a new fuel line that's rubber. I had to cut mine with an X-Acto knife a little bit to just make it fit here. A good thing to test is make sure your fuel pump looks the same, and with the strainer, if it's the same length from here to here, because it has to fit in this metal bracket here. And next, make sure you connect your wiring back here. There's wires that go up to here. Do that before you put this on the fuel filter, and then make sure you tighten your hose clamps. Make sure you get it away from the base of this, just to secure it better. And just tie it down, and that's it. And then we're gonna reinstall this in the tank, and then connect all of these hoses back, and we should be good. Okay, so we're getting ready to assemble this back. A few things I missed were, one, make sure your negative battery terminal is off because you don't want sparks and fuel together. And two, make sure you connect this bolt right here, and it has a little tab here. You want to make sure it's in here. You want to tighten it pretty tight, because you have to make sure this float is secure. This piece is not going to move, because if it does, your gas tank reading is going to be off. So like if you have a half a tank, it might say you have 3/4 of a tank, and then that's not good. So this float is what measures the level of gas. If there's more gas in the tank, it goes up. So it's a good thing to put a cover on so you don't have fumes in here. And then just check your gas tank for debris. If there's a lot of particles in here, you want to try to remove them or something with like a turkey baster, I guess. But mine looks good, and we covered it so there wouldn't be any dirt falling here. And so I'm just gonna put it in here, and then make sure you tighten these bolts with the 8mm here back on, and then reconnect all these. Okay, so reassembling this is very crucial. This is the hardest part. So you want to put your float this direction, and make sure this would be this way, and the float is over here. And so you want to turn the float slowly this way, and make sure you don't ruin there's a little wire here you don't want to ruin. And then you're gonna slowly we're at the crucial part too, the bottleneck between the fuel filter and this thing. And this, you just push in. You just kind of brute force it like this. It's fine. Once the float is in, you're pretty much good. Just make sure you don't mess up that gasket. You can turn it a little bit you can twist it this way or this way, and then just figure that out. You can bend the gasket back a little bit. Just push it in. Like that. Boom. Just be a little forceful with it. Finesse the float and brute force past that. And then make sure these wire connectors are out of here before you totally put it in. Who knows what that is? Chinese. Japanese. Cool. If you know what this is, say something.
Konnichiwa.
No. I don't know what that is.
Hello.
Check this out. Check it out. We're at the final stage, man. So a few things to do before you start it up is, one, leave the cover off. You're gonna check for leaks here out of the fuel lines and such. And two is connect your relay, your fuel pump relay in the passenger side, right there where I showed you. Three is remember to reconnect your negative terminal on the battery. And number four would be prime the fuel pump at least 3 times. Oh. Interesting. We have squeak. We have a squeaky fuel pump again. So it starts, but the fuel pump is whining. That's too bad. Okay, so the whining stopped. So that was just to get enough fuel in the system. Because I depressurized it, so check that out. Nothing. It's good.